The clocks might have switched, but that doesn't change what time it is right now.
No, it does not. It is time to spill the tea.
This is tea.
Oh, come have a nice cup of tea here.
From the GBH newsroom, I'm Jeremy Siegel.
And I'm Paris Allston, and this is Spill the Tea, our weekly segment where we dish or steep, mind you, with you about the tea, the MBTA.
This week we're talking about free routes. Boston launched a pilot program a couple weeks ago, making the 23, 28, and 29 bus routes fare free. And that got us wondering, if you had your say, what would become free next?
So we heard from a number of you on Twitter about your ideas about this. Audrey says bus number 111 from Chelsea to Haymarket Station, which is one of the busiest buses in the entire MBTA system, yes, are largely immigrant and essential worker community deserves equal access, Audrey says. And Jim tweeted at us and said, all bus routes statewide is the answer to the question. Yeah, Jim needs to call Charlie Baker about that one.
Kevin tweeted that he thinks the ride, which is for the disabled, should be free. He wrote, quote, "It'd be moral as we are a segment of the public." The ride is a paratransit service from the T in 58 towns and cities around Boston that provides door-to-door shared ride transportation to people who can't use the subway or buses because of disability. And Paris, this one sparks my attention. So I reached out to Kamisha Heriveaux.
I work with Mass Advocates Standing Strong in Boston.
She works with Mass Advocates Standing Strong, or MASS as it's called, a self-advocacy group. Kamisha has cerebral palsy and is a frequent user of the ride, but she says she has mixed feelings about the service.
Sometimes they don't have any drivers for me, so they don't pick me up on time. I waited 4.5 hours for a ride because they couldn't find a driver for me.
You heard that right. She said 4.5 hours. Yeah, 4.5 hours of waiting for a ride after she finished work. She actually says her mom called the police because she had no idea where she was. It's well known that the MBTA has a driver shortage, and I reached out to them for a statement on this, but haven't heard back yet. Kamisha says that she thinks a driver shortage has contributed to the problem, but that this is an essential service for her.
I would love to have a other option, but the ride is my main option right now. And
she uses it every day to get from work to home and to school. One-way fare ranges from $3.35 to $5.60. So I asked her, if she feels the same as Kevin, who tweeted us, if she thinks the ride should be free.
If it was made free, that would be amazing. I put $50 on the ride every 2 weeks or so. I try to put as much as I can so I don't run out for the week. I think if I calculate how much money I do use with the ride, people will be like, "You're a millionaire, but wait till the ride."
So it sounds like this would really make a difference for folks like Kamisha.
Yeah, she says it would be huge. So MBTA, there's an idea for you. But it should be noted that, as we reported last week here on GBH, even though the T announced these fare-free pilots for those bus routes, it is looking at a potential financial cliff down the road in 2024 when federal COVID aid runs out. This coincides with when the pilots would end. So we'll see what ends up happening here, but maybe our ideas for more free routes might just be a pipe dream at this point.
Who knows? And what did the T say about the ride, Jeremy?
I reached out to them for a statement on this and haven't heard back yet, but I'll keep you posted on that.
Well, we will see about that. And as always, we want to continue spilling the tea with you. Next week's topic, since most of us are still paying for our rides, after all, we're going to be talking about how you pay, from Charlie cards to temporary tickets. What's been your experience? And what are your complaints and questions about that?
Hit us up on Twitter by tweeting at GBH News with the hashtag Paris and Jeremy.
All right, that's the tea, and that's us spilling it. I'm Paris Allston.
I'm Jeremy Siegel. This is GBH News.
One newsletter every week before you head out the door. That's The Wake Up from Morning Edition hosts Paris Allston and Jeremy Siegel. Original stories from around the GBH newsroom and what's happening in and around Boston. Get a fresh